Good afternoon, CFM. It's Coach Matt with our Friday deload week workout. You need a couple of bands, a mini band, a big band, a small kettlebell for the warm up here. We're gonna start off with some jumping jacks. So just a nice little bit of lower extremity as well as shoulders. And if you want to practice some alternate foot positions, that takes a lot of concentration to talk and do that at the same time. You should know that. All right, then we're gonna put on our mini band right about the kneecaps. And we're gonna do some monster walking, and this is just a warm-up exercise. It's not meant to be like brutal, or we're not trying to build the booty here. We're just literally trying to wake up the hips a little bit. So get in that wide universal athletic position stance, and we're going forward and reverse, keeping the feet parallel, and then this next round you can do side to side. Make sure you even it up between left first and right first in the direction you're going, and try to keep your knees bent and your hips and quads under tension the whole time while you're doing that. Should feel just a good pleasant burning sensation in the quads and the glutes when we finish that up. Next, we're gonna get a light kettlebell. We're gonna go into our half kneeling position like so, and then whichever leg is forward, that is going to be the arm that is holding the kettlebell in the overhead position. And now I'm gonna initiate this windmill by kicking my hips out to the direction of the leg that is forward. So in this case, this is my left leg forward, so I'm kicking my hips to the left, and I'm going to pivot down and plant that hand if I can, and then squeeze and stand tall. And I feel the stretch in this hip, right? The hip that is down, right, or the knee that is down. I am extending it, I'm pushing away from the center line, as well as rotating inward, right, and then squeezing and standing tall, or pivoting tall to that bottom of the lunge position, and I'm squeezing the glute on that leg that is down, right? That's my half kneeling windmill. Next, we're gonna do some somersaults. So you can just tumble a couple times. If you wanna go backwards, you can go backwards too, but get upside down a little bit. If somersaults are no-go for you, do some log rolls. I want you to test your vestibular system just a little bit if you can there. Doesn't have to be crazy. Don't want you to puke. I don't want you to feel like awful vertigo, but you should feel a little bit of dizziness, and that is normal. That is your system working, and that is you training the vestibular system to respond to changes in the inclination of your head, okay? So next, band of good mornings, band around my neck, standing on top of the band, and then legs mostly straight, just slight bend in the knees, hip hinge, stretching out those hamstrings and waking up the posture and lumbar muscles in my spine. I'm done with that. I can put that big band away and then finish with some loosen up air squats with a pause at the bottom. So stop down low, squeeze and stand tall. So just 8 reps, not fast, stopping at the bottom, not bouncing out of the bottom. That's it, okay? And that is our warm up for today. When you finish that, you will need a barbell and a PVC pipe. We're gonna pretend like the PVC pipe is the barbell for us right now. I'm gonna have it loaded at a moderate weight. 85 and 55 is the prescription, which is meant to be somewhere around half your 1 rep max, but if it's a little more or a little less, that's okay. If you want to go heavier on this, you may. This is just an isometric hold. So any way you get it overhead is fine. If you wanna do a little push press or a strict press, that's fine. But when you get to this overhead position, we are holding the isometric overhead position for 30 seconds, right? So I am squeezing my belly. I'm trying really hard not to let my butt stick out or my knees bend or my ribs flare away from my spine, right? So I want to try to pull my ribs down, squeeze my shoulders against that position, and keep my chin up, right? A lot of times in the overhead position, people are trying to get their ears through their arms, and they end up ducking their chin like this, and that actually limits how much shoulder extension you can create in that position. So if you'll keep your head up, even though your ears aren't all the way past your arms, keeping your head up will help to extend your thoracic spine, and that will help to get you in a more stable overhead position, right? Next, we're gonna do 15 push-ups, and every push-up I want you to do a couple shoulder taps. So this should take a good long while. So down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap for 15 reps. And part of the point of that push-up complex is just to keep pressure on your hands and tension on your shoulders and arms for a little bit longer than it would take to just do 15 quick little zippy push-ups. All right, next one is straight leg dead bug. Straight leg is More challenging than bent knees, but if you need to bend your knees in order to keep your spine on the ground, that's fine. If you can do the straight leg version, that would be great. Each appendage should move 10 times. So that's left and right is 1 rep, left and right is 2 reps, etc., etc. Then you're gonna get your PVC pipe, and we're doing prone behind the neck PVC pipe presses, okay? So in this position, you don't need to put your face on the ground, but it should be close. And I'm gonna pull that PVC pipe basically to the back squat position behind my neck, and then with a good tight grip on the pipe, I'm pressing it straight up and trying to keep my hands off the ground. About 1 1,000, 2 1,000 up, 1 1,000, 2 1,000 back, 1 1,000, 2 1,000 up, 1 1,000, 2 1,000 back. And that is more challenging than it might look from on the video right there. To keep your hands away from the ground. It challenges the flexibility in the shoulder. It's also really good rotator cuff muscle or exercise for you, okay? Last one, strict pull-ups. So find a spot if you wanna set up a band, you're gonna set up a bar, whatever you wanna do, underhand, overhand, weighted, but strict, chin over, and then arms extended to the bottom, right? So just no kipping, whatever we do on that. And if you're doing them unassisted, it is okay to break that up into multiple sets as we go through, but I don't want more than 1 break. So in other words, if you cannot do more than 4 or 5 in a row, then I want you to use a light bit of assistance, right, in order to get a bigger set in, okay? And that will be our workout for today. When you're done with a round, take a minute rest, and it says AMRAP of 35 minutes, but it really means for quality, not for speed. So again, this is deload week. That is the TriggerWOD forces me to put some type of scoring or texting or other stuff in unless it's a warm up, right? So just don't freak out about that and try to march through this at a reasonable deload pace while still getting something out of the movements. That is it for this Friday. That's it for the deload workouts for this week, but we are still gonna have some options tomorrow when we get to Saturday. See you then.